Terrorists harassed the military camp in Marawi City on Thursday, day 3 of clashes. Enemy snipers aimed at military choppers flying in and out of the 103rd Brigade headquarters to move troops and supplies. Troops grabbed their guns while civilians sought cover. The harassment was repeated in the early evening, just before a scheduled press conference inside the camp. Loud exchanges of gunfire were heard from the camp as the flashes shone bright against the dark sky. 1st Infantry Division spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Joar Herrera said the camp was safe. He added the terror groups are pinned down and are resorting to diversionary tactics. Operations continue. We will not stop until we flush out the remnants of the local terrorist group. Troops also encountered around 30 heavily armed men as forces cleared 2 bridges. The military says a total of 31 MAUTE group members have been killed since military operations in Marawi City began. At least 11 soldiers and 2 policemen have died since the fighting started. Clashes erupted on Tuesday when the military moved to hunt down Abu Sayyaf senior leader Isnilon Hapilon, who was spotted in Marawi City. On Thursday evening, President Rodrigo Duterte submitted to Congress his report on the declaration of martial law in Mindanao. The Senate and the House of Representatives have the power to revoke the declaration through joint voting, but Congress leaders said it is unlikely that they will do so. Under the 1987 Constitution, the President has to report to Congress in person or in writing within 48 hours after making the declaration. The period of martial law must also not exceed 60 days, and any extension must be approved by Congress. A leading terror analyst urged the Philippine government to admit ISIS' presence in the Philippines, saying the country is now the global terror group's epicenter in Southeast Asia. Terror analyst Rohan Gunaratna said, "The time for taking the threat seriously has come." He added, "It's not a failure of intelligence because the intelligence information is there, but a failure to appreciate intelligence." Gunaratna heads the International Center for Political Violence and Terrorism Research in Singapore and the author of Inside Al-Qaeda, Global Network of Terror. Gunaratna spoke to Rappler after the terrorist MAUTE group, which he called the Islamic State Lanao, attacked Marawi City and prompted President Rodrigo Duterte to declare martial law in the whole of Mindanao. In his Rappler Talk interview, Gunaratna was asked about statements from Filipino officials that MAUTE group shouldn't be called ISIS because if you call them ISIS, you are helping them, you are buying into their propaganda.
They are IS because they are operating like IS and they have changed the name. It is like we cannot call Al-Qaeda some other name. Al-Qaeda is Al-Qaeda. IS is IS. So we have to name them by the group they call themselves. Those who are saying that do not understand that for IS to build a presence, Arabs, Iraqis, Syrians do not have to come all the way from Syria or Middle East to the Philippines. It's simply that local groups embrace IS ideology and IS methodology.
Gunaratna added that branding it as fake news is a costly mistake.
If we try to distort and if we say that this is fake news and this is media hype and this is propaganda and your cities fall to terrorists, your police officers are killed, your religious people are butchered, your sawmill workers are executed, then you are making a mistake. You have to now fight this group. And Philippines has just tasted IS on its soil.
Rappler also talked to former U.S. Army Special Operations Team Leader in the Southern Philippines, Justin Richmond, who said martial law allows the military to take a few steps that are probably necessary at this point. But he adds military rule will not address these underlying issues.
The vulnerability, the widespread vulnerability that we see in every area dealing with radicalization is lack of economic opportunities, in just general hopelessness, despair, the fact that there aren't opportunities for them to get out of Mama Sapano, and so they're depressed and they're looking for some excitement, some hope, anything.
The grieving crowd of Manchester breaks into song, joining voices for Don't Look Back in Anger by Britpop band Oasis, after a minute's silence to remember the 22 killed in Monday's suicide bombing. Manchester is a city celebrated worldwide for its musical heritage. "23 people remain in critical care, while scores more remain in hospital, with injuries sustained when the 22-year-old bomber Salman Abedi detonated his explosives.